Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for a sensational new show with that one Blue Motion Broadcasting System.
Have you ever wondered what it feels like to summit Mount Everest?
From Singapore to the roof of the world, our guest Vincere is the first Singaporean woman to summit K2 and the first ever Singaporean to summit Annapurna 1.
She is also the first Singaporean and first Southeast Asian to climb Everest, Lhotse, and K2 in a single year.
So, ladies and gents, welcome to this truly special episode of Lai Table Talk. Welcome, Vincere. Before we jump the gun, could you perhaps tell us just a bit about yourself?
Okay, and thank you for having me here. So my name is Vincere. I started climbing when I in 2015. So I've been climbing for 10 years.
Quite a while.
Yeah. Actually, I started only seriously in 2018, but we can talk about that. I work in an IT company, leading global strategy and transformation. Other than that, I came from Singapore in 2009 on a scholarship to NTU. And then gradually settled down in Singapore and get my Singapore citizenship as well. And then climbing mountains.
No way, you're also from NTU? I'm right now taking a course in NTU.
But doing a course before, you're super young.
I mean, I'm taking an MBA in NTU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
yes.
it's wonderful.
I did my bachelor.
Your bachelor, okay.
Bachelor.
And were you always sporty as a kid? Like, were you generally always active?
No, actually, when I was no, I'm never sporty. I was
You were
never. Yeah.
So you were a nerd.
Not really as well. Okay.
Okay.
So my when I was in primary middle school, if we have any gym class, if we need to
Okay.
do jumping and stuff, I'm always the last one in my sort of entire class to sort of complete that kind of
No
thing.
way.
And then my uni was more like partying and shopping.
Okay.
I party. I mean, I do a lot of internship. I do a lot of CCAs. It's CCAs,
yeah.
right?
CCS,
I do a
yeah.
lot of CCAs. I party a lot. I
Okay.
social a lot as well. Shopping a lot. So all that type of student life.
And so you say you mentioned you shop a lot. So I mean, I don't want to stereotype. Like, I would say every woman likes to shop a lot. But what are the sort of things where do you go? You go for dresses, for what sort of clothing? It's your
Yeah, I think I
Everything.
mean,
everything.
my teenage teenage girl sort of life is really this kind of I want to be pretty, I want to be popular, I want to be likable by everybody and be attractive and all that sort of thing. So obviously shopping for clothes and I actually wear heels for most of that time.
Because
I
you
don't
see
dress a lot.
everyone knows your public persona. Like, you're the person oh, she's a mountaineer, she climbs this, she climbs it. But what is behind that persona? We want to get to know that side of you as well.
Oh,
Like-
this is gonna go. I'm not sure where this conversation is gonna go today. Okay. Yeah, but I mean I until probably 8 years back or so, before I started mountaineering, I had been always this more extroverted, sociable type of person.
Hmm?
And then just party a lot. I used to take taxi from that was uni, right? That was we don't have any money and we take
Uh-huh.
taxi from NTU every week to Clarke Quay, wherever in the CBD, and we clubbing and we go back.
No, it's fine because this guy right here, he was the party king back in the day.
I probably do that once a year now.
Okay.
Only once a year.
Pretty much, I don't club anymore.
Yeah, we only do it maybe twice a year. One is one is
Once a year,
one is his
once a week.
birthday, one on mine. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first mountain you submitted?
So the first mountain was Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
So the highest mountain in Africa. And I did that. So it was my graduate trip. So I was so I'd never been to. So I was backpacking a lot in my uni and the years after that. And I've never been to Africa, so I sort of gave myself a nice graduate trip to Africa. I was doing some volunteer there. I was teaching math and English primary school there. And then Kilimanjaro was just next to the town I was teaching or city I was teaching, and
Oh,
did it
so
for fun.
so how long were you teaching there?
A month.
Oh,
You're teaching a month, and how was it like to do like social work in Africa? Like, was
Is it paid?
No, it was.
Oh, I mean, it's not paid, man.
Oh,
I
you-
mean, no, it's not paid. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
volunteer.
Oh, okay, okay.
but I mean, they cover accommodation.
Okay, okay.
Which is actually a pretty fancy house in that place. So it's called, the place is called Moshi. It's the fifth largest city, but it's actually just a town with a cornfield. So like every day we need to walk like, I don't know, 20 minutes into a cornfield to get to our house. And then
Okay.
Wow.
we need to walk for like an hour to go to that primary school, which is somewhere like at the other side of, I don't know, the city or whatsoever. And then yeah, so like every day we were like just, so it was me and a friend. So we were just walking for an hour there and come back. We had to cook for ourselves because yeah, so lunch we had in the school, but we have to cook for ourselves, and yeah, so it was just yeah, it was very interesting.
And was this like something, an initiative from NTU, this volunteer
You
work?
know
or-
Isaac?
Isaac, no, I
Yes,
don't know.
it's a kind of it's one of the largest student organizations. So I was in my uni, I did a lot of CCA with that, and then
Okay,
they manage some sort of exchange programs as well. So difference is
so you chose an exchange program to Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really. I think that gives us a sort of like understanding of your mindset, because that's really daring. Like if I had the option to to do like some exchange, I would choose like Europe or or
no, but I
Japan.
did my uni like the sort of the study exchange in Paris.
Oh, in Paris, okay.
But for that social experience, right? And I mean, I did a few like volunteers probably every holiday or so, and I've done like some like I've done Taiwan and Vietnam, which is more so within the
Within Asia, of course.
the organization itself. And then the more volunteer like teaching, I choose Africa just because I feel like for one they need it,
Yep.
and for two I've never been there. It's a different experience.
So, Ato Vincere shares a lot about you. Like, what are some of the places you have also you have also traveled to some like really weird places, or like I mean,
Weird?
not weird, not weird, but
Which one-
maybe
which is your weird.
It's not weird to me, but I think it's the best. The best place was Iceland.
Mm.
So I feel that Iceland is
I take it back. It's not weird. It's just like different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. So I mean, I really like the place a lot. Hopefully I get to migrate there one day.
But okay, I've been to Iceland last year, actually on a work trip, which is
Oh,
very
okay.
Oh, wow,
very,
okay.
very unusual. But I feel like the climate there,
It's too
I
cool.
respect people who live there. Actually, it isn't not cold, but it's very harsh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very harsh. Like coming from even like I go to all these different mountains or region from mountains, I feel Iceland is a very harsh place.
So let me ask you a question. Are you more of a hot weather girl or a cool weather girl? And what?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question.
I like changes.
You like
I like
changes?
changes. I like to just experience different things. So I wouldn't say I'm like one or another. But like for example, when I do a lot of trail running races, I'll perform way better in cold weather.
You perform
Oh,
better
okay.
in cold weather.
Cold weather for sure.
Hmm?
Hot weather, I always get all this heat exhaustion and whatsoever. All the problem is my stomach and then,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's quite interesting. Because you are from
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
train here as well. I run here, but I cannot deal with heat.
You can't deal with heat.
Okay, okay.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess
So
there's a reason. Mountains, I guess.
So we did a good job by turning on the aircon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, so after you submitted Kilimanjaro, when did you decide like, okay, I think I want to submit Everest?
Yeah, so Kilimanjaro is the highest in Africa, right? And then there is this program called Seven Summit. So
Okay.
it's climbing the highest mountain in each continent. And then so in 2015 I did Kilimanjaro, and then 2016 I didn't do much. 2017 I went to another, because Kilimanjaro is a little bit less than 6,000, so I went for another 6.5 in Nepal called Mera Peak.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, and I was looking into this Seven Summit thing, and I decided to do the highest in South America, which is Aconcagua in Argentina.
Argentina, okay.
And so that's where I started to see some people who were attempting Everest, because I mean Everest is one of the 7 summits as well. It's the highest in Asia. So that's the first sort of the seed in my brain that actually like Everest is not
Okay.
so
Yeah.
far anymore.
So the inspiration you got was after doing the hike in Argentina, right?
Argentina. Yeah, but actually, so that's the first moment that I realized, actually, the
The mountaineering,
inspirations,
it's
as you said, right? And also, like in my team back then, there was an astronaut from Italy.
Astronaut.
astronaut. No
Oh
way.
my god.
So there's quite a lot of like interesting people climbing mountains, right? And that's one of the reasons I like climbing mountains. But then, so he showed us a photo of Everest from the space
From
station.
space.
So
Oh.
and that sort of planted that seed. But I didn't submit Aconcagua actually because
Okay.
that was my third mountain, and I didn't have like the proper gear. I was just thinking I can go there, just doing random stuff, and I submit, but I didn't submit.
Wait, let me just get it straight. You went to one of the highest summits in Argentina and you didn't have proper gear? Like you didn't prepare for it? Or you sort of like half prepared?
Yeah, half prepared. I would say. Like I mean, because I think the first 2 mountain for me was let's just try it, and we did it, and it was fun, and just go it for fun. And I mean, I was still very pretty young at that time, right? And I had no idea what all that means.
Okay. Okay. So you thought you were like Superwoman or something. Like, yeah, it's I'm young, I can do anything. I can set my
You don't have that concept of like
fear.
yeah, you don't have that fear. You don't have that concept of failure as well. It's like, if I don't die, just keep going and then whatsoever. Like, you just don't have a lot of concept of everything.
So
Yes.
can we just sidetrack a bit? Like because you mentioned you like partying a lot. Have you partied in Argentina, like in Buenos Aires? I mean, you had to go to Buenos Aires, right? First.
Yes, I did a tango class there.
Oh, you.
But like I still remember the experience with like going to the tango class, going to the tango performance, or what. I love that.
Okay.
But honestly, like South America is not the weirdest place I've ever been. I went to Middle East a lot, like I've a few times as well, and I actually did a lot of party in Lebanon, and that was like the fond memory I had.
In the Middle East.
Yeah.
Which part of the Middle East?
Which part of
So-
like Dubai?
No, I've been to like Jordan,
Oh.
Lebanon,
Oh, Jordan,
those
yeah.
places.
Okay.
And Lebanon is one of the places where I still remember, like I went to clubbing, and because it's a weird place, right? Like you have all the different religion, and then like it's not a place where you feel like the party is the most yeah, it's not a place where you feel like you just go party anyhow. But like I think Lebanon had like some of the best party experience I had.
Lebanon, okay.
I also went to Iran before.
Iran?
Iran.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I accidentally went to a wedding, and there were like all these women, because on both sides already have men and women, and the woman was just like taking off all their hijab and partying, and I was like, that was actually a pretty interesting
Interesting
Okay.
experience. Wow, that's that sounds amazing. Yeah,
This is the first time I'm hearing like a experience.
yeah, because when people have I don't want to get too much into it, but it's like people have different opinions about certain cultures because they haven't been there, and everyone says, oh, they're so strict, they're so like this and so that. But it's really amazing that you had all these different experiences, so you see the world in a different lens.
Yeah.
Like you don't judge people, you don't like judge different cultures because you've been around, and it makes you realize how small the world actually is, and how many things we actually share that actually that can unite us rather than separate us. I hope I hope I sounded inspiring, did I?
Okay. So, what was your training like while you were planning to summit Mount Everest?
So remember I was saying I didn't submit Aconcagua.
Yeah.
That's actually the time I started to get into training seriously,
Okay.
because I'm pretty like I like to challenge myself, right? And then when I didn't submit Aconcagua, Aconcagua is slightly lower than 7,000. So I signed up for a mountain called Lenin Peak in Kyrgyzstan, which is above 7,000.
Okay.
And then I started to do like running and trail running. Trail running is one of the key thing that I do for training in Singapore, especially. And then I signed up for like, so trail running, they have like long distances. I started from 30 plus K in Rinjani, and then I went like 50K, 100K, or that sort of thing. So it reaches to a point where before Everest, I was doing like a race every month. And I do rock climbing as well. And there was time that I was training a lot just in the mountains itself, like just going out to climb. And
Sorry, just to say, 200K, like it was nothing. Like,
no, I haven't done 200.
wait, what?
I haven't done 200. The longest
When you
is,
mean K, you mean kilometers, right? Not
yeah.
meters, right? Just kidding.
And the longest I've done was 125 kilometers.
120.
What is the time span you took to run?
20 plus hours. 20 something hours.
Wait. Was there like stops or non-stop?
I mean, there are like what they
Rest-
call
rest-
checkpoint.
Oh,
So
okay.
they will give you water and some food and all that sort of thing. But you basically continues.
Okay, so guys, I think it's time. I think I'm gonna go out of the podcast because I feel like my ego is just completely destroyed. Like, wow, that's really amazing because like we for IPPT, we had to run. I don't know if you heard IPPT. Like, so basically in Singapore, like when you go to, like, let's say when you're practicing for NS, you have to do
Yeah, yeah,
IPPT,
yeah.
and they make us run like 2.4 km. And when you make me run 2.4, I'm just like, you know what? F it. I'm just gonna walk. Like I cannot even run 2.4 km.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but 100 km is actually it's not possible. I don't think it's possible for me.
like when I
I
think of
cannot
100
even
km,
run 5 km.
Yeah, but like I mean, it's mountains, right? So you're not really running all the time. You're like hiking up, and then maybe if you stay at
yeah, it's even worse.
it's even
like I mean, and running 2.4K is different from running a 10K as well, like or a marathon. Because I mean, I'm not sure like how I would perform in 2.4 because you need to like push all the time. Whereas if we do like more long distance endurance sports, we actually keep sort of a relatively more stable heart rate, and then make sure like we're more sustainable.
But do you had a coach, like a coach to train you and guide you?
No, never like
Wait. You don't
yeah,
have
like, I started for fun, so it's more so like say how far I can go and just
Okay.
along.
you don't have a coach until right now.
No.
You just what?
Okay.
So like how do you learn like how to train for altitude? Like you must have some resistance. Like you must build some resistance to high altitude. So how do you like just train for it? Like you don't just how do you practice?
I think for the first few years, it was very unstructured. But the practice, and then I think one of the greatest athlete, I can't remember who said, if you want to train for that sport, you should train by doing that. So I did quite a number of climbs around like the 5,000, 6,000 meters, mostly in China, but also around other places. So it's really to just get that experience into the mountain and understand your body, how you react in that kind of situation, what is bearable, what's not, and then start like gradually building that endurance in the mountains.
And like how about the equipment? Like how do you know like what sort of what is the best equipment, what is the lousy one? How do you know like what is the right equipment for yourself?
So it's a lot of research. All right, like because at that time I was very poor. I mean, I'm still not rich now, but that
Better than
time,
before, okay?
like when you just graduated from uni a few
Yeah, of
years,
course.
you don't have a lot of money. So I spent a lot of time just literally going online and trying to research like if I need all this gear. And for each gear, I go research, probably take a few days to really understand like what works for me, what's the best, what's the sort of highest quality and all that sort of thing. So I there was time I was thinking like I was spending a lot of time to just try to understand what work and try to search for the sort of the best option.
Okay, so like just for like some of our viewers out there, like maybe is there any brands you recommend or like what is the attire like? Like for me, let's say when I go running, I just wear shorts and shoes. Like for mountaineer, obviously you can't have that. So what is the equipment like you should have?
I pretty much have like different favorites for different things. Like say for example, the for technical stuff, right? Helmets, harness, I use Peso.
Peso, okay.
And then for example,
that is a brand?
it's a brand.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a very like it's a niche mountain. It's not niche. It's a mountaineering brand. I think it's either Italy or France, French.
Yes.
And then like there's also another brand. Like in mountaineering, you only have these many brands.
Okay.
And you have more for running, but for example, like my shoes are Hoka. Like I use Hoka since I started running. And then if like clothes for different things, I have different brands.
Okay, so like for example, when you're mountaineering, do you wear like what is the layer of gloves, for example? Like must it really obviously
So
must.
yeah, you have different types, right? You have like the smaller inside, like the very thin ones, which I just use Decathlon.
Oh,
Oh,
the
Decathlon.
Decathlon. Okay, nice.
Because you know, like the fleece gloves or
Uh-huh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
the
fleece.
okay.
ones, and like, cause these are very easy roll out. So I just use Decathlon. I buy like multiple Decathlon, and then you have like this what they call technical gloves, which is waterproof,
Okay.
but it's flexible. So that like you have a few like Black Diamond is one of the brand that I go to a lot. And then you have like the really big giant glove outside, like the what they call 8,000 meter beaten.
Okay.
So it's a massive one. It's not flexible. It covers all the fingers. That one I think I've used more.
Okay, nice. And how about how many layers of clothes you have when you're like, must it be 2, 3 layers? Do you have
Yeah.
like a
You
jacket?
have like you've seen all these summit photos, right? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
I
like a
have
huge what we call down suit.
Okay.
Like it's one piece. So you can like it's not split, so you don't get like cold or wind from the west as
Oh,
well.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
So it's
okay.
one piece.
It's just one
Um,
piece.
So that one, Kyla sponsored me.
Okay, like
Okay, okay.
But inside you will have like the sort of base layer, which is the smart wool that we use mostly.
Smart wool, is it?
Smart
Smart
wool,
wool.
Okay,
right? That's
okay.
the brand. And then you have like some middle layer like fleece or insulated jacket, which depending on time to time, there are different brands.
Hey, Atop, have you heard there's this like new technology? Like I don't know if you or maybe you heard like you just put something, like you pay something and it like helps you with the heat for your body.
Like a heat pad.
A
I
heat
think.
heat
Oh,
patch. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean nowadays they have a lot of like electronic socks as well or gloves, especially like the skin ones. I started to test some of them. Maybe the heat pad,
Does
the
it work?
the warm pad. Yeah, it works. I use that especially for the summit push.
So
Oh,
so it's
okay.
not a scam, right? Like I was thinking
I've
like
used it, but I feel like I cannot feel the heat.
You need to put just outside of the inner layer,
outside the inner layer.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so not at your body.
not directly to the body. If we're talking about the pad, right?
Yeah.
So just stick it to like the
Inner layer.
inner layer.
So guys, remember to follow the instructions because I didn't follow the instructions. I just put it, paste it. I think I pasted it. It's okay.
But I didn't feel it. When I use, I cannot feel. So
And you need to have something outside as well.
yeah, outside also. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
like,
Maybe it's a stupid brand. Yeah. Okay. So actually, I want to ask about your training.
Yeah.
For average Singaporeans, we always think like, okay, maybe one day we will summit Everest or summit another mountain. So what do you recommend for us to do to train? Like, what is the training we should do? Should we like run up steps every day or like what kind of training in detail?
Like you know why we ask you this because you mentioned that you feel free in the mountains. So we like I think every human being is looking for freedom. Well, we want to feel free as well. So I mean, so that's why we wanna like for the common person, like what they must do to reach your level.
Well, so first of all, feeling free is very different for each
Each
person.
person.
Each person.
person, right? Like, and maybe you feel free with a lot of money. I don't know.
Of course.
Maybe you feel free with, I don't know, dating a lot of people and always be in love,
Mm.
right? That's also another type of free. Like I to start with, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what does free mean for me, and I feel like it's not me trying to go to the mountain. It's literally what the quote says: "Mountain is calling me."
Okay.
I just love to go there. I love to be in there, and so that feeling. I think to start with, right? It's everybody have a different feeling for that. Coming back to training, I'm not sure if there's a structured program, but I would say like the fundamentals for endurance programs, endurance sports are very similar. You would spend most of your energy on just base training. The base training means you don't push your heart rate too high. You go comfortably for long enough hours. So normally you do that with running, but slower. Like not the sprint type of like 2.4K, but like a 10K
Like long distance.
longer
distance.
Okay.
distance. And then you need to climb. But nowadays with the commercialization of mountaineering, not many people. I mean, there are people who doesn't rock climb, who doesn't climb, but they only run or climb stairs. They can still summit like
You still
I mean,
submit
yeah,
Everest, for
mountains.
example.
Okay.
So yeah, but I would say like if we talk about mountaineering, I think especially like this climbing Everest, for example, right? Be specific, endurance training, like just running, climbing stairs, carrying weights. One of the things that's getting more popular right now is what we call hypoxia training.
Hypoxia. What's
Yeah.
that?
Basically, it's like simulating the environment of lack of oxygen.
Okay, lack of oxygen.
So
Okay.
basically, the technology now is they have a machine that that sort of generates less oxygen percentage.
Oh,
And then you use a mask or you're in a chamber, and then
Okay.
it gives you the feeling of being in a high altitude.
bro, it's like Dragon Ball Z. No, really, you remember no? Goku was in the like hyper tie something chamber when they had
Okay.
the
I don't
the
watch
gravity. You haven't seen Dragon Ball?
no.
Okay, bro, you are missing out.
Okay, so it's like those masks. I see some people running with masks. Is that some similar to that?
Something like that. So there are
Okay.
different, like right now there are two ways, right? One is you use the mask, and then you do something like you climb a stair or you climb a treadmill, or you have a chamber where you can stay in there, but the environment is kind of the oxygen percentage is way lower than
they have this sort of chamber here in Singapore.
yes. I got to know that last year, so I'm like kind of working with the people there and getting some.
Is it okay if you can maybe share the name for anyone if they want to train over there?
Hi guys, it's called Bike Performance Fitter. So they have all this.
Perfect, yeah.
They have like all they now they have this hypoxia technology that you can actually use to train for less oxygen environment, to train for climbing in high altitude.
Okay.
We have this segment which is called like Lai Eat Outside, where it's basically we usually go to restaurants and we record. We go to the different places and we try different food. Maybe we should do Lai Train outside.
So last time when Channel 8 did an interview with me,
Mhm.
I asked them to do that in the gym because they have like just the space, right? And then the guy literally just went there and put on a mask as well and to climb the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Can we do that? Like that will be like that will be really good.
We can plan something.
Yeah, but we gotta train first. Like we are still too unfit.
I think he was so he does a bit of hiking as well. Then he was on the stair climbing machine for I think 10 minutes, and then I think he definitely feel a little bit lightheaded and lack of a short breath.
So just in summary, so let's say if I wanna train for something like Everest, first I need to start with endurance training.
Running.
Start with running, then start with short hikes as well. Lifting weights. Will that be like a basic, like the start of my training? Then maybe perhaps is start doing some mountain hikes as well. Maybe 4,000, 5,000. Get myself accustomed to the high altitude areas,
Yes.
and then perhaps in the next, how long after I can perhaps from those training to maybe go for a big mountain, like maybe above 6,000.
Depends on where is your starting point. So say for example, if you can run 10K now, I can tell you next year you can climb Everest. I can train you to next year that you can climb Everest.
But we can't.
In a year time, you can actually climb Everest.
Wait, so when you say you can train, are you also a coach for?
I'm not a coach, but I know the way that I can
Okay.
like get people. I'm not officially a coach. I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have that like
A training program?
between managing my full time job versus the mountaineering being asked myself. I don't have that bandwidth to actually work on being a coach. But I think but
Like I mean that will be I mean I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying like if you look at the business aspect to it,
if I become a coach, it's
and
right?
and the growing because in Singapore it's also like becoming something more and more popular and there is like a specific coaching and training regimen. I will beg on that.
I realized there are more and probably because I started to train in that in the gym, right, the bike performance fitter, and I started to know, like, be aware that there are more and more The coaching thing is getting more and more popular.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Because the money is to be made.
Yeah. Like our like one of our other like partners, Sean, he's actually really into fitness as well. So he has work right now, so he couldn't be here, but like we gotta
Yeah. But
we
he's
gotta
more
run it
into
back.
bodybuilding.
He's more into
Yeah.
bodybuilding. Yeah.
Okay, so how many mountains did you summit before summiting Everest? Do you remember the rough number?
20 plus 30? About 5,000.
About 5,000. So
Okay.
20 to 30 above 5,000.
There were times that, like, so where I was born in China. Chengdu, Sichuan. I mean, near Chengdu, it's not Chengdu, but Sichuan. Sichuan has a lot of mountains. So Sichuan is actually next to Tibet. So if you go to the west part of Sichuan, it starts the mountain range. And so there are a lot of like 5,000 meters, 6,000 meters in Sichuan.
Like that's where it starts the Himalayas, right? Like you can sort of say.
You go like all the way, then you go to Himalaya. So it's all connected all
It's
the
all
way
connected.
to the west. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it starts from there. And so there are like, from the airport in Chengdu, 3 hour and a half drive, you go to 3,000 meters.
Okay.
And you can climb a mountain overnight.
Oh, you
So
can.
like 5,000 meter mountain overnight. So I did a lot of this kind of climb.
So
Okay.
for you to get acclimatized to the sort
For
of
me, just part of the training.
just
Okay.
part of the training.
And also I've never climbed as much.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's actually very
Yeah.
interesting. I have climbed a mountain before. It is called Mount Batur.
Okay.
It's at
Yes.
it's in
Yeah,
Bali,
but yes.
and I was suffering.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah,
It's
but-
one
and
of
I was suffering.
I love to train there. Like I always
Oh, you've been there as well? Like, I mean, obviously you have
But-
been.
I
Like,
mean,
I mean,
but-
what kind of stupid question is that?
But okay, so Mount Batur to me it was tough. It was tough, and it's like I think 4 hours to the top. I think, and it was tough.
When was it? When did you do it?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, 3 years ago. What were you doing? Going club 1 week, 2 weeks?
Actually, I was from the club. Then the next day, I went.
Wait, you went the day before to the
yeah,
club.
yeah.
So you went clubbing.
So
at
okay, so we went to the club. Then
which
we
club?
left. I can't remember, but we left early. Then I had to go back, shower, sleep, and 2 a.m. the driver pick us
You
up.
actually don't need to sleep, right? Because you always like you depart very early, you go there to
Yeah,
catch
yeah,
the
yeah,
sunrise.
correct.
So pretty much you just go from clubbing, shower, and then just take
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bath, and
So
then just
I wanted to rest
Have you done
for.
that as well? Like clubbing, then go to.
I can't remember. But I mean, like, there are multiple. Like, I mean, there are a lot of, the sleepless nights that we've done for all this stuff. But if I go Bali, like normally I do a lot of like just there's Agong as well.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
the bar tour. These are all I'm training.
Okay.
So yeah, so you were probably with a hangover in the mountains. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why.
That's very good training actually. I used to say like probably my time like in my uni where I wear like with the real high heels to clubbing overnight or shopping actually trained my leg endurance to a certain extent.
Oh, okay. So to all the girls out there, now you know whenever you wear heels, you can probably
Yeah,
take
go
a career
party.
in
Go party and climb a mountain the next morning.
Okay, so what is the toughest mountain you have submitted?
Annapurna.
Okay, explain why is it the toughest?
So like normally climbing 8,000 meter takes around at least 3 to 4 weeks, right? So because normally like the standard program is that people go into a mountain, go up and down, acclimatize, and then you go summit. But and that's one aspect. Another aspect is that, for example, Everest base camp is 5,400 meters.
Okay.
Summit is 8A. So you have like around 3,400 to 500 meters elevation to go. And Annapurna base camp is at 4,100 meter. Summit is 8.1. So it's 4,000 meters.
4,000, yeah.
Oh.
And the base camp is very low, right? So staying in 4,000 and 5,000 is very so Annapurna, when I go so this year I intentionally went a bit later because I was doing all this hypoxia thing and I want to save some leave so I can climb more mountains. But then when I went into Annapurna, I actually only had a week summit
Oh.
instead of like the standard 3-4 weeks. So
Why is that you only had
because
1 week?
I was planning for 2 weeks, but then because of there was a huge storm coming,
Oh,
So like
okay.
after the storm, there's no way that we can climb again. Because Annapurna is one of the the riskiest mountain in the world, like one
Yeah.
of, right?
Uh,
And before, I think before 2021 or before 2019, the death rate used to be like 30%.
Oh,
So
okay. Death rate used to be 30%.
yeah.
Wait, what?
So it was a very dangerous mountain because like there was area where it's like, so there was a path that we have to go through, where like they have on top like a very risky snowfall area. So the snowfall constantly come down, became huge avalanche. So it falls like a few times every day. So it's
Every day.
yeah, every day. So it's kind of like if you're, so that's why it's one of the most risky, and then it's very steep as well, like steep all the way. So it's kind of like if you make one mistake, you're gone. That sort of thing. I mean, it happens in K2, but Annapurna is the same, and it's longer. And with that avalanche area, it's quite scary. And plus the short window that I had, so the entire experience was very intense.
Wait.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, like
Like that's where I'm like not very good at, right? Like when people ask me like why is it difficult? How difficult? I'm not sure what's the human, like how I use a human
human
word.
term. No, like
So
yeah,
you need to like really ask the right
yeah.
questions.
Because I am like I'm sorry, I didn't hear like what you were saying after because I got just lost when you said 30%. I was like, I was looking at the camera back and forth, like what? That's almost
1/3.
1/3.
Used to be now
Yeah.
it's better. Now because now with the commercialization of mountaineering, it's safer and you have more people and there's better decision making and better organization for that sort.
Okay.
Wait, but 1/3. My goodness.
Yeah, but
And
I mean, okay, so you have 1 week to submit. When you were there, the snowfall, the avalanche was happening every few times a day, correct?
Yeah.
So how do you cross the area?
what is the right time?
Yeah, what is the right time? Like when after the avalanche or before the avalanche?
Well, so I mean, there are different theories, right? One of the theories you need to pass the area early in the day. So, because at night, if it's frozen and cold, it's more stable.
Mm.
So you need to pass that like probably before like the sun really comes up. So that's one theory, and then you just hope for the best. You just try to go as quick as possible,
Okay.
and minimize the time spent in there, and go to the safer area. On the day I submitted, when I was descending from the summit, like so the Sherpa told me that actually two Sherpa died. Although disappeared from the avalanche at that area.
Why
Oh.
did he tell you that? Like, why
Well-
at that point? Like, I mean,
But
there's
you're
a,
going down, right? You're descending.
So I submitted, and then I was on the just a
On the
few
way down.
meters,
Oh.
a few hundred meters before the summit.
like that will scare me. Like, you tell me,
Yeah.
people, yeah. Like, why did he do that?
But they're just telling
just
you. I
sharing.
mean, they're
Yeah,
just
they-
sharing, and also like they feel sad, right? Like they want.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. So after Annapurna, what is the second most dangerous?
I have to say it's K2 then.
K2.
After Annapurna, actually, in my mind, I was thinking which one is the most dangerous, right? Yeah. I think Annapurna like sort of tops a bit than K2, but K2 is still quite.
Sorry, can I just ask you, like, since you are talking about like two Sherpas died, how is the when you were hiking? I'm sorry to ask. I mean, if you don't mind,
It's fine.
like, did you see like any like sort of bodies
Yeah.
and that were over there in the hiking mountain? And when you saw them, like, I mean, I don't want to sound insensitive, but what was the feelings you have? Do you just block everything and you just push on, or you feel like sort of a bit sad when I don't know what's the reaction. I'm trying to even phrase myself.
I mean, death is something that we need to deal with a lot in mountain. And it's death of others and our own life or death, right? Because I mean, since I started climbing, this question of like, what if you die, keep coming up, because you have to like deal with it and be
Correct.
comfortable with that. So I think for us, this is a very calm topic that we talk about. So there's no like, okay, being sensitive, not sensitive, because we deal with that a lot. Like my friend died in the mountain as well.
Oh,
Like there was one
I'm so
guy.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Because we like for us, I think we see that a little bit different. I
Because
guess
you're prepared?
we accept the
Ah,
fact that
okay.
we might die in the mountain. And you need to come to terms with that. Otherwise, I don't think it's the right choice to actually go to 8,000 meters. Because
Okay.
there is a chance that you're gonna die. I mean, you can do as much as you can to protect yourself or to prevent, but then there's still the risk that a lot of things that you can't.
So was there a time when you were climbing, you felt like, okay, I think today I'm going to die? Or like, am I going to die? You know? Like,
Yeah.
like okay, so for example, you climbing this K2
Mm.
and then you feel like you miss a step or something. Like has that happened to you?
I think K2 and Annapurna are pretty they are both like very intense mountains.
Okay.
So I think K2 I have I mean every time when I go to a mountain I might think about like what if I die?
But
Yeah,
had-
every mountain will have that feeling. But I think K2 because when we collect K2, right? For one is I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. So like in my year there was a Pakistani porter who died in K2. He was hanging at bottleneck, which is 8,200 meters.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a very it's a traverse, so it's like very steep like this, and then you have you need to traverse there, and then there's a lot of serac on top, which
Yeah.
can have avalanche all the time. So I was very much in front, right? I was pretty much just like when I reached there, the porter was in front of me. He was looking for rescue, so I had to my Sherpa and other team they're trying to help. I mean, I personally don't have that
Experience to help.
experience or the capability to help at that time. So I was just hanging there, and my anchor was loose as well because when I reached there, I realized the porter has pulled out the anchor. So I was
Oh, the
actually
anchor.
not safe on the anchor as well. So I was there standing there and sort of shaking and all that, right? And hoping that I'm not gonna cause another rescue. But then there's and then you look back, there were 100 plus more people behind me, so I cannot really turn back as well. So the entire time was I wasn't sure what I was thinking, but it's more so okay, hopefully I don't become another rescue, just make sure I was safe. But then after that, so we spent 2 hours there trying to do all that rescue, but eventually, I think when we came down, he actually died. And then, but then after that, we went up, and then we need to wait for another 5 hours for them to actually fix the rope to the top. And the weather forecast was saying there was a huge storm coming in the afternoon.
Oh.
So I looked back, I was and I could not turn back. For one, nobody was turning back, and there was 200 people behind. So it was even probably more difficult to turn back, so I had to wait there. And then oxygen level is running low as well because it was too long. So there's an entire a very mixed emotion of I'm not sure if the storm comes, I don't know what I can do.
So would you say that is the closest you have been to death?
But I mean, nothing happened.
Yeah,
so
but it's
still
like-
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Okay.
It's I don't have that in near death experience.
How do you like what you just described? It shows the toughness and the resilience of the human mind. How do you train yourself? Like how do you set your mindset? You know what? Whatever I see, anything that happens, I'm gonna push forward no matter what. Because you said there were 200 people behind you. If you cause a rescue, you are causing them to wait more, right? It's gonna be so. How do you just train yourself to be strong, to have a strong mind? Because I was reading articles about people some sort of get anxiety when they're climbing, especially with the low oxygen and everything. Sometimes they start to panic and that becomes worse. So how do you control yourself and be strong?
I think for one, I don't have that resilience, or I have to anyhow go. I think you must know what's the point that you need to turn back. So I never push to that extent. I don't believe in pushing. I don't believe in climbing with willpower.
But at that point of time, you couldn't turn
I don't
back.
have a choice. It was more than a choice.
Okay.
I wondered. I thought about because someone died, someone is in a rescue operation from me, right? And for me, the first reaction was someone needs to help him, and we probably step aside and wait for that, someone who is capable try to do whatever they can. So that's my initial reaction. But when I turn back, there's no way I can turn back. So I was kind of forced in that situation. And if I'm already in that situation, what else can I do? I mean, there's no point to panic.
Okay. So, okay, I have a question about the porter.
Mm.
So, on K2, right? The porter fell down, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he fell down and he was waiting for rescue. So how did he die?
So I think
Is
when
it-
he fell down, I mean, for a while he didn't have proper gear.
Proper,
So he
okay.
was bad. So you remember I was saying we have like one piece downstream?
Yes.
He didn't even have that. So I'm not sure why he was there. He should not have been on the summit push. I think there was a lot of story behind it. Like it seems like he wanted to go to the summit without any permission from anybody, just because if I mean as Pakistani, if they submit K2, they get a better CV next time, they get more money.
Oh, okay.
So he was not supposed to be there, unfortunately. And then so when he fell down, his belly was entirely out. So for me at that moment, it doesn't register in my brain, right? Like who the hell is this person like having his belly out at this temperature? It's minus 20, 30. And he was actually still on the rope. He didn't slip down. So another part of me is thinking why he cannot move. Because if I, if there's a rope, I sleep like this. I probably try to just
okay.
go up. So I think then we realized he cannot even talk. So I think maybe he's got injury in his spine or his
Oh.
neck.
Oh.
So I think, and he could not move anymore because they tried to put him up. But after he was pulled up, he cannot move. And if he cannot move, it's very hard to rescue.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because just a backtrack. So just a few weeks ago, I did an exercise. Like there was this exercise we did in NTU, and the exercise was that you are a group of 5 people. One is a leader, one is a runner, one is a photographer, and our goal is to climb Mount Everest. So it was like a leadership exercise. So you are at base camp, then it's I think 2, 3, 4, then the summit, right? So I was supposed to guide people like how like basically how, like for example, how many oxygen people should take, and who to allocate the medicine, and whether to decide to push to the summit or not. So it's really like the thought process behind it, especially when you have and like I assume you went with a team as well, right? Like you didn't go alone to the mountain, right?
Yeah.
And has there been an instance where you had to leave someone behind? Like do you like, for example, like at base camp, like you can't go to the summit, you are not ready for it, like
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Like I mean, but then okay, so for one, when you see a team, but like each of us are individuals in that sense. Like we have assigned Sherpa, like we have our own Sherpa that we climb together with. Not necessarily like the entire team needs to go together. Everyone has their own schedule.
Means you don't really know the rest of them.
Yeah, like when we go in, we have no idea who they are, right? And then we
Okay.
meet them, we meet them on the spot, and then we probably just share that base camp life together. But we don't really like. I mean, we don't make decision for others. It's the company who sort of coordinates. And eventually, it comes down to that individual's own decision on whether they want to go. I mean, obviously, like the company will advise, right? Like your situation, you better stay here or whatsoever. But it's really up to the company.
because like I saw like there is like a few videos of and like people actually going to Everest, like going together, like group of 2 or 3, and they actually go together, but it's not like that. It's just assigned based on a company, or how it is.
I mean, most of the time, like, yeah, going together. I mean, there's different ways of how like those things are organized, but I would say it's pretty flexible. Most of the time, like people from one company or one team would try to do the summit push on the same day. Because then you have more mobility of resources, right? If anybody has issue, other your team can come and help. Yeah, but it's still quite. I mean, if you like, for example, especially, I mean, probably for Everest and those bigger, more commercial mountains, you probably have like better coordination. But for the smaller mountains, it's very much. When I say smaller mountains, it's the less popular one,
Less popular.
right? Like Makalu or Annapurna or even K2 was not a sort of that coordinated. So for these kind of mountains, you tend to really make a lot of decision as a climber yourself.
So you're basically saying that you wouldn't go to such tough summits with a friend, right? You wouldn't do that with a friend. You will do it because, I mean, you probably prefer to do it yourself.
I mean, I guess like like my friend from where I live, they don't climb mountains.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Or it's you wouldn't like have another friend in Singapore who is like who has the same agenda as me, or we're climbing a mountain at the same time. I mean, it happens just PS like we know like for K2 there was another lady, yes, piercing. Like I know her from trail running, but we didn't plan together.
Oh, okay.
We're not really like because we didn't know like all that information as well. But like normally you wouldn't have someone who has the same agenda as you for all
Okay.
this kind of weird things, right?
Okay.
So but then you would have some friends that you meet in the mountains going to the same mountain.
Okay, because I asked because if like if I don't know, like if you really bond with someone and then something happens to that person, I don't know how your mindset going to, let's say, a summit would be. That was what that was like what I really wanted to understand from you. If you went with a friend and something happened to him along the way, what would you do?
Try to save.
Try to save?
No, I was like I was thinking because actually I had a friend who actually died in the mountain that we climbed together. She died like she went to a different road in front of us. We thought she's gonna turn, but she didn't, and then we couldn't find her anymore. Next morning, and we tried to do the like overnight. We're trying to do search and rescue. Next morning, we found out she's gone. It was actually it took me, and that was my first time actually encountering death in my mountaineering. Like,
Wow.
no, not really the first time, really, but like the closest. The
Ah,
first
okay,
time was
okay.
in another mountain. But the first time when I encountered that, I didn't know that person, but that was the real scenario, and it took me a very long time, and even now, to go for this more technical mountain or go to this mountain without guide. Because that time we were like more like exploring, and we just a few of us we just went there, and
Without a guide.
all of us are sort of guides anyway. Like we took courses, we trained
Mm,
here
okay,
and there.
okay.
But that's what they call alpine style, right? So you basically all of you play the same role. There's no one who's a guide, and then you sort of teamwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all like basically people with experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two questions. One is about the course. Where is there a course somewhere to take to learn more about this?
For mountaineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I took my course in Sichuan
Okay.
it's Sichuan Mountaineering Association. But I mean they conducted the course in Chinese, obviously. And so I did my course there. I think India offers some mountaineering course as well.
Okay.
Singapore?
I don't think so.
I mean, you probably have like some courses here and there, but there's no mountains, so you still need to go somewhere with mountains to train.
Mhm.
Okay. So I just now you mentioned the 7 summits. Is North Pole? Oh, sorry, South Pole, like Antarctica.
That's 7. So 7 summits is the highest mountain each of the continent, and then there's a program called 7+2, which is the 7 summits plus the 2 poles.
Oh, okay. So are you interested in that?
It's very expensive. It's
Okay.
I'm glad you
very expensive.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you, how much does it cost to climb Mount Everest?
I mean, if you look at the standard package from like the Nepali outfitters, it's probably like 40-50K USD.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
How about K2? How much does it cost to climb K2?
K2 is similar to Everest.
And Annapurna?
Annapurna cheaper. So these two are the most expensive. The others are cheaper.
Annapurna is cheaper because
Lower.
Oh, it's lower.
but I thought it's more dangerous.
So
And the permit for Everest is way more expensive than what other mountains.
Okay.
so now my question is, did you get sponsored for it, or did you save your own money to pay for those packages, or like to save for the?
I got some like really mini sort of help from friend, sort of a friend, but that's not majority is my saving.
Majority is your savings. Wow.
Okay.
Also like I was trying to do some work for the climbing company, so I was like doing I was a translator for the Chinese team.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I helped to organize their group and all that sort of stuff when I climbed Everest. So that reduced my cost a bit. But then I was doing Everest and Lottie. Lottie is another add-on. So yeah.
Okay, so you're working and you have a full-time job. What does your boss say? Like, you're going on leave for like so long.
I mean, I took a sabbatical during that time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've been working with the company for a few years. I think that time was 7 or 8 years. So
Okay.
you can justify that.
So maybe we have talked a lot about mountains, but let's talk about the person you are, like maybe not at the mountains but right here. What do you do at your software company?
Um, yeah. I feel very different between my mountaineering and my work. Being if I talk about mountaineering, I normally don't talk about my work.
Okay. Okay. I think we be
No, it's like because for example, like this morning I did a sort of an onboarding session with our new hires across the region, and then so I think at some point, at the end of the sharing, someone came to say somehow to introduce me to say, oh, I'm not actually just working as an employee. And I'm also a mountaineer and climb like all the. I was very surprised that part of me is thinking like, oh, I feel so different, like.
Okay. Is it because it is a different thought process?
I feel like,
Like you have to think about talking about mountaineering and you have to think about talking about your job.
So it's like getting in the zone or something. Like you have to zone yourself to mountaineering and zone yourself to your current job, or how does it work?
Yeah, I feel like for me that's two different persona, and I don't like to overlap them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
For me, it's like if I'm at work, I'm at work. And if I'm climbing a mountain, I'm climbing a mountain.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like for me, like when I'm looking myself in the mirror, I feel like the most handsome person in the world. But when I'm outside, people don't really say that.
For example, if you're doing podcasting, do you feel like you're the working type of you, or or if you're working, you
Actually, that's a good question.
Wait, yeah, I didn't think about it. Yeah,
I feel like it's work.
okay.
I feel like it's work, but I'm learning through it. So it's fun for me.
I mean, depending on how different it is between you doing podcasting versus your day-to-day job, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean,
will
yours is totally
yeah. Like I will tell you about myself. Like for me, it's the same. I'm the same guy in podcasting. I'm the same guy outside. Like that's for me. I don't know about you.
For me, it's similar. I would
Similar,
say
yeah,
similar,
like-
but for the podcast, I focus more on education. So I try to ask questions where it's educational. Yeah. So
Actually, that's true. I will say I'm a bit more formal in the podcast.
I'm a bit
than
more
outside.
formal in the podcast also.
Obviously, I'm more formal in my work, and I talk about all this. As I said, I do strategy and transformation, so we talk about all this business and how it's this and that. Versus in the mountaineer is, I mean, the nature is the same, right? It's the same person. Like the way you do things are the same, but the context are very different.
The environment is different.
Environment is different. Like it's full of adrenaline. Like the reason I wanted to ask about that is like, I mean, like for someone just common like us, like how to put that much money in such a short time to climb Everest. So it's like you're recommending, like let's say fellow mountaineers to have a job as well to before they climb, like while they're climbing mountains, or should they just quit everything and just decide to climb mountains? Like
I mean, that's entirely up to personal decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there are if you look across the world, there are so many different ways to do things. I mean, I've seen all different types of people climbing mountains.
should we do like something like maybe you should do a Lai Table Talk fun? So like we should then people can fun, us going to Everest.
100% right. I don't think I'm ready. And I really don't think I'm ready for that. Yeah. I think I will be confident after 3 years of training. That's just personally lah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And just maybe moving on, like how do you explain like to your family that you were going to climb Mount Everest? Like how do you explain to maybe not only your family, like your friends, like you know what, I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Like, how do you explain it? What was their reaction? How did they feel? Like were they like, okay, go? I don't think so. So what was their reaction?
I mean, for my friends, right? I think because they've seen me climb mountain, so I think I'm not sure how they react, but the reaction of thought are pretty like calm.
Okay.
Kind of like, yeah, okay, fine. My family, I didn't even like tell them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they know I was climbing mountains, but they don't know when I'm
Or
I
which
was
mountains?
yeah, on which mountain.
And when they found out that you climb Everest, what was their reaction?
I mean, when I came back, I told them I was safe. So
Okay.
and my mom was hoping that. So my dad was. I mean, they're separated, right? So they're separated for a long time. My dad was probably more proud.
Okay.
My mom was like, "So are you gonna settle down and get married?"
Oh my god, that's a typical mom question.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't imagine the amount of times my mom asked me like, when are you getting married? Like, why are you not married yet? Like, I think this question has been in like
I mean, every parent will ask.
no for the past 5-6 years, and now that I'm 29 right now, I'm gonna be 30 next year, and she's like, no, where are my grandchildren?
Yeah, like I think so. My mom was like, "Okay, you've done like Everest. Now you can really settle down and have a family and have kids, right?" And then I'm still climbing, so I'm kind of not sure
Okay.
like what she's thinking anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I think every one of us wants to, like, I sort of, I mean, I'm not a mountaineer, but I sort of understand you because, like, I am also, like, sometimes you just want to chase that adrenaline, you know? Like, you want to live, you want to be, I mean, I don't know about you, this is just my opinion. Like, you want to chase that adrenaline, you want that excitement in your life. So, and you're not really ready to settle down yet. Like, I have still so many things to do. Like, that's my perspective. I don't know if you feel the same.
I guess our generation, right? Like our age. I
We have to
guess.
do things.
So that's just so many things that I wanna and also like I think for me, I don't feel responsible if you know, if I have a family or a kid, because I might die.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that actually
Yeah,
makes
that,
a lot
that
of sense.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I guess that's partially the reason why I don't feel settling down.
Okay. So actually, I have a question about Mount Everest. I've heard some stories. Okay, like when and you tell me whether it's true. Like when you're climbing to Mount Everest, climbing to the summit, you see a lot of dead bodies still frozen there. Is that true?
So because I submitted Everest at 3:30 a.m.
Okay.
So I actually didn't see the bodies. And then when I came down, one of my I'm 800 degree, right? So one of my countenance was blown away by wind. So when I came down, I couldn't really see very clear. So at first I didn't see the bodies. But the next day I went to Lotte. And I was already very tired. If you read some of my I think some of the introduction, I was trying to do sort of a speed push.
Yeah, speed push, yeah.
But I didn't do that eventually because I have two summits. But it was very tiring already when I did Lotte the second day.
It was what, 36 hours, right? Or
Oh, yes, 36 hours. I'm trying to do one day, but I had a break in between. So I came down from Everest. The next day I was going to Lotte. I was very tired. And then and my year was pretty bad with I think we had the highest death number in Everest during my year.
Oh, when was that? Sorry.
2023. I think 2020 deaths plus missing.
Oh,
And one of my teammates also died on the day that I
sorry.
because I was like helping them to try to help and translate and stuff, right? So I was very like so emotionally I wasn't sure like what I was thinking. So the next day I went to Lotte, and 10 meters below Lotte summit, and Lotte is like kind of like the last 20 meters are very like steep rocks. There was this blonde European guy, frozen body. His body was like lying down like this, right? And then just on the rope, next to the rope. They kind of have to pass him.
Oh.
And it feels like a mummy, right? He has a very dry yellow skin still, like you can tell like he was a very like good looking. I'm not sure good looking or not, but like a tall blonde guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my legs were literally like shaking, and I was like, I wasn't sure what I was thinking, but I mean that was the first time I actually see that body. After that, K2 had a few as well, but
So okay, wait, sorry. So it's 10 meters below the summit.
Yeah.
So you have to cross over his body to.
His legs are crampons.
So is it normal to save like bring not save but bring down the body? Is it a normal thing that people do, or they just leave it?
No, it's not very normal. Like the family needs to pay for that.
Needs to
Because-
pay for that, is it?
It's very risky. It's very. I mean, it's
Oh.
above the death zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you need at least 6 people to do that rescue operation
Oh,
or to extract that body. So it's a very very risky and very costly operation.
okay. I think I told you off the podcast that the only reason why I want to summit Everest is because I saw a video of a Sherpa smoking at 8,000 meters. And I think there's something that is an achievement to me because there is a lack of oxygen.
Mm.
And you are able to do that and still be alive it is an achievement to me.
Like like I mean, Sherpas are really amazing.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
they're-
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
They're beautiful. Like the funny thing is like if you look in the world, right, the top endurance athlete, they probably have like a very similar build, right? They have like the endurance limb muscle. They're like they're not super huge, like they're
Okay.
relatively like smaller, very lean. If you look at Sherpa, they come in all different size,
Yes.
all different shape.
Correct.
But they are like super strong. They all like you see all different types of like body build climbing, like carrying like I don't know how many kg, 40, 50 kg, climb 8,000 meters.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very strong.
Wait. Your equipment is 40 kg.
No, they
That's what they carry,
need to
right?
carry like 10.
And how about your equipment? What is the equipment you carry when you're going up?
Most of it. So if on summit push, because we only need to carry our oxygen. That's kind of like 5 to 6 to 8 kg.
6 weeks.
But if like if we're going up to the higher camps, it's sometimes 20. I'm not. Like for me, I never go 20. Probably 12 to 15. For guys, they might go 20.
Okay.
And also my gear are lighter.
Your gear is lighter, okay?
Okay.
And
Okay.
how much is the like the oxygen you carry? What is the is it like the weight? Is it a big gallon or like
It's 4 kg per cylinder.
Per cylinder.
how many cylinders do you carry with yourself?
We only carry one, and then the Sherpa will carry. So normally we use three bottle for summit push.
Okay.
So the Sherpa will carry another 2 for me, and then we will change up.
They don't use oxygen for themselves?
They'll probably have one.
Oh. Yeah, they
1 or 2. So like between two of us, we split around 4 or 5 bottles.
they are really built different.
Yeah.
They're all from Nepal, right? The
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sherpas.
The mountain.
Okay, the mountains.
Okay. I think it's because they are raised in high altitude, so they are accustomed to it.
No, but I'm saying like if you look at people from I'm just not talking about Sherpas, but I'm talking about people from Nepal as well. And you have Gurkhas as well. So
No, so the country of Nepal is elevated. I think it's like 3,000 meters or something.
So I think Kathmandu is around 1,000.
Or
Oh wait,
1,000.
hold on.
1,000.
Sherpa are very different from Nepali people as well in that sense.
okay.
You go to Nepal, you see the normal people. A lot of them don't even climb mountain at all. Most of them don't climb mountain.
Okay.
Oh,
So the Nepali that who climbs mountain are the Sherpas, and there's another like a Taman.
okay.
Yeah, so these are the mountain people. So they are very different from the sort of the traditional.
Normal people.
But they are still Nepalese in a way, right? They are national. Oh wait, but they are not a different race, right? They just Nepalese who like to climb mountains. Or is there or
they are raised in a
or
different
their
area.
race is
I would say the race is also like the mountain people are more like Tibetan origin type
Okay.
of.
Okay.
So they're all like from this entire like Himalayan region across
okay.
Tibet and all the way to Nepal, and I'm not sure if all the way to India or not. Whereas the Nepali people, a lot of them actually, I would say South Asian origin.
South Asian
in that
origin.
sense.
Okay.
And I mean their religion is more Hinduism as
Correct.
well. So
Oh, they're also good in terms of mountaineering as well.
no, they don't do mountaineering at
Oh,
all.
they
The
don't.
business people, the normal people, the business people, they don't do mountaineering at all. They probably don't even exercise.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very different. So the only like the tradition, like the Nepali in our mind, climbing mountains are actually the
Sherpas.
Sherpas, the mountain people. And the Sherpa, I mean, even if if you look at the mountain people in Tibet, it's in a way they're also like Sherpas.
Okay, understand.
Okay.
That's quite interesting actually.
Yeah. So I have a quote which I really love from one of your interviews where you said, excuse me if I get it wrong, maybe you can correct me. And you said, I rather die somewhere I love rather than a hospital bed. What brought about that sort of mentality? Was it like from the way, from how you grew up to, or like, did you always have this mentality with you, or is it or is it like, did you become like this? Like, what was were you born or did you become someone like this with this sort of mentality?
Definitely, because again, like, because I always like exploring, what life means and all that sort of thing, the purpose and all that, like doing our uni life and stuff. And I remember like when I went to this Lenin Peak, so I saw all these people, crazy people climbing mountains, and Lenin Peak is quite different from Nepal as well, because the Sherpas do that for work. Right? I mean, some of them really, really love mountaineering, but a lot of them doing that for as their work. Whereas when I was at Lenin Peak, I see all these a lot of guys are from like Russia, and then like they went to this mountain region in July and August.
Okay.
They'll probably take one client and then spend the rest of time just climbing random mountains. There are a lot of mountains around there as well. And then so I was like wondering, and that was my fourth mountain, so I still very early there. And I was like, why do you guys do all this? Like,
What is the purpose?
Yeah, what is the point? And then they were telling me like they really love mountains, and they would rather they would rather die in the mountains rather than in a car accident. So that's the first time that registered with me, that resonates with me. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That's quite cool. I got one more question, which is a bit more light question, which is, while you are climbing any mountain, especially the tougher ones like Everest, K2, or Annapurna, do you have any songs playing in your head? Like, do you think of a song or sing a song? Or is it just too cold that you can't think of anything?
I don't think there's any energy to think of it. I mean,
Okay.
the only thing we focus on is breath.
Breath.
Ah.
Oh, your breathing. Yeah. How do you control your breathing? That's a good
Correct.
thing.
So the only thing we're trying to think of is, okay, take the next breath and then take the next step.
Okay.
And if anything in my mind is how to make sure I don't die.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's totally like
It's
focused.
very mindful. Yes, very focused, very mindful. For me, it's meditation.
Meditation. Okay.
Okay.
So how is your breathing like? Is it one breath, one step? Is it like then you step, or how is it? How do you?
Depends on how much I can walk. Sometimes a few breaths with one step.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very slow.
So how do you control your breathing? Is it like, or is it like like
Definitely the deep yoga type.
the deep yoga?
Okay.
Did you go like? Do you like doing yoga?
I started yoga probably way longer than months.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I've never took any course, but I started yoga like in my middle school or so, or like I don't know, like I think I just looking at some videos.
So I'll just start with one final question from my part. So which summit had the most beautiful sky, or can you even see the sky at all, like the Milky Way? Can you see it, or it's just like
At night, Milky Way all the time, because we stay in the mountains for a very long time, right? Like we spend a month in the mountains, so yeah, on a good day, Milky Way for sure. The best sunrise is Makalu. That's the only time I actually see sunrise. Most of the other time, it's all different types of weird situation.
okay? So that's like the highlight of the most beautiful view you probably had.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Mhm.
Because I would think that when you are at the top, you're not able to see. It's like too much clouds or
Yeah, K2 was white out. Annapurna, I can't even remember. Because Annapurna, as I say, is very intense, and I was running very low oxygen as well.
Mhm.
So Annapurna I can't remember. Manaslu also can't remember. I got kind of a bit white out as well. Everest was dark. So Makalu was the only mountain I was actually summiting during the sunrise, and the sunlight that was the first time I was like, oh, now I know how it feels like to see a sunrise.
To see a sunrise.
Yeah.
Okay. That's we should I hope one day we are able to see that also.
Yeah, like I think
Yeah.
it's a different sort of experience when you are seeing the sunrise in a mountain, especially after hiking and reaching towards the top as
Yeah.
well. I think it gives you a sense, a different sort of feeling, like a sense of achievement. I would say, right? Or what do you felt?
Grace.
Grace.
Wow,
Oh.
that's a
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Like you'll be like, oh, I'm so lucky to be able to actually see that moment and be part of this.
That's very
That's wonderful. That's
Yeah, yeah.
100% gonna be a real.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two questions before we end. The first question is there a litter issue? Like a lot of trash, a lot of rubbish? Is that
Yeah, it's like in some of the mountains it's really bad. It's been like Everest is actually like Camp 4, because there's also like these destroyed tents.
okay?
So I do hope, I mean, because every like we so because my that's why I prefer to do a faster style as well, so I don't actually leave all that trees behind. But I mean, we do pay money to the Nepal government, right? And they have regulation for the expedition companies to take down trash. So it's either gonna be like they are, so the companies who that needs to coordinate that and those like have that regulation, you have to take down all this trash, or like I mean together with the clients as well, right? So we're
Well,
responsible for
we-
ourselves, and at least we bring whatever we leave up there. But I do hope that gets better.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I believe like we should like, I'm not saying as a mountaineer, but we should respect nature, and probably for your case, people should respect the mountains they're climbing by not leaving their trash behind, right?
Yeah. Okay. And my final question would be, imagine this scenario. You are almost to the top, you're almost to the summit, and your tent suddenly catches on fire for some reason. What is the first thing what is the only thing that you will take from your tent? Or only piece of equipment that you will take for the rest of your journey to the summit? You only can take one item. What would that item be?
Well, I'm not gonna go to the summit if I don't have everything that.
Okay.
Like, or like, well, if anything happens, we need to go back and then get our gears ready, and then we go up again, because every minor detail can cause huge
Correct.
issue in the
Okay.
mountains. It's very minor, like even for example, like content, very minor, like maybe a head,
Okay.
like a small head. In all these details, it's a very thoughtful planning process. You have to get all these details right. Even a minor like an energy gel might cause issue.
A what? Sorry?
Energy gel.
Energy gel. Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the reason I could not do the Everest speed thing was because I ate something wrong, even though I planned for it. So
Okay.
yeah, so like there's a lot of details. So if anything, like if there's only one thing from the 10, I'm not gonna go up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay, and well, before we conclude, what is next for you? What is the next step?
So I'm actually going to Spain for this a world mountain race championship representing
wow.
Singapore.
Oh.
So that's like trail running. And then after the trail running, probably depending on how the season goes with Nepal and the current political situation with Nepal,
Hmm.
and yeah, stand by Nepal all the time. So just to address that current situation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
No,
stuff,
yeah, it's
things, right?
it's
Yeah, it's pretty yeah.
like we have been we since you touch on that, I believe we cannot keep our mouth shut, and
Yeah.
we have seen the current situation and Nepal, and we really sympathize with all the Nepalese people, and we stand with you as well, and we hope that things get better. And actually, 5 years ago, can we talk about it?
No lah.
Yeah, we just leave it. Okay.
Okay, actually yesterday we were talking about today's episode, and we were like, okay, let's not get political. Because every of our episode gets very political.
Get very political.
Yeah, then we were like, okay, I think it's better to be safe, like
No, I'm a very neutral person, very peaceful. I like climbing mountains, all these different things. But I do like, I mean, be in Nepal for so many times. I mean, I'm looking for going to Nepal at end of this
End of this year.
for another mountain, but like I do wish. I mean, there are a lot of things going on with Nepal, a lot of issues as well. So I do hope that people stay safe and whatever they do, right? They have their rights, their voice, but whatever they do, stay safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we end, South Pole, is it something you will do?
I don't have that money to be honest.
But I think it's the same price as Everest, right?
Oh, more expensive than that. And then there is this highest mountain in Antarctica. That's like but the entire package is very expensive, and I feel like I can do that later.
Okay.
And another stage with more money and more mature whatsoever. But I feel like the other 8,000 meters are more attractive for my current stage.
Okay.
The day we actually started this podcast, you were one of the first guests we actually wanted to bring here because we believe that you represent the kind of person that we want all our viewers to aspire to become. So for that, we thank you for taking your time
Appreciate that.
to be here.
Thank you so
and
much.
and with that, we conclude another episode of
Lai
Lai Table
Table Talk.
Talk. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.